From inside Rogers Center in downtown Toronto, Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch coming your way next. And today's starting pitcher, Louis Varland. What's the word on him?
They're going to start this one with the opener because of the matchups. Very favorable. I think we're going to see him empty the tank with really good fastball velocity to try to retire these first three hitters.
Okay, all set to go. Jarren Duran getting ready to hit.
Number 16, Jarren Duran.
Swings and sends a rocket to right. Takes it in for the out. Here's a check of the Red Sox lineup put together by manager Alex Cora. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out, a lot of lift and separate, Chris.
We know hitters are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball in the air regardless of the conditions, but I think even a little more so there's margin for error if you can get the ball up in the air. So, you'll see at times, I'm sure, with two strikes, what looks like a half swing that can get out of the ballpark with a hitter who's got decent pop.
Pop foul out of play off to the right. Just getting started here in Toronto. The 1-1 is fouled off. And down on strikes he goes, and there's two away.
Well, oftentimes that's the pitch he's trying to set up, the curveball. He'll lean on it pretty heavily, so you got to be expecting it, look for it, and sell out so you don't miss it when you get it.
Two down, bases empty. Here now the Red Sox DH, Roman Anthony. And the 0-1. Gets the outside corner with that one.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit and not an easy one to throw either. Inside. Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Strikes him out with 100. And now the Blue Jays will get their initial shot. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And towing the slab for the Boston Red Sox in this one, number 56. What do you have on him?
Well, it's a three-pitch mix in the repertoire for this starter. He's going to have to command all three if he's going to have success on the hill today.
Stepping in, Miles Straw.
Right fielder, number 3, Miles Straw.
This one in the air center field, and there's one away.
Batting second.
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. And, Chris, this group has been struggling to put up runs lately.
Well, they haven't been on base a ton, and even when they are, they haven't been hitting very well with runners on base. So they need a player or two to really step up, have some quality at bats, hit according to the situation, and sort of break out of this. I think if they do, the rest of this lineup will follow.
Chopped out in front of the plate. Meyer. The throw to first. And the home first moving along quickly today. Two gone.
Third, first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
2 outs, base is empty. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now.
Ball.
Line drive, that's a base hit into right field. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the opposite field. There's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes into getting a result like that at the plate. Doesn't come naturally for most hitters.
No.
The 1-0.
Ball.
Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And no one can get there. Vladdy coming around third. Relay throw home. Not in time. He's safe at the plate. And it's 1-0.
Always feels good when you come through and get your team on the board first. Pretty much just a textbook double into the gap. And when you can drop one in there between the outfielders, you know you're making the turn at first. Just an excellent swing.
So runner at second, 2 down. Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. Okamoto at second with 2 down. And there's a foul ball.
That's a ball.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Man at second.
Oh.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Two down. Gets a piece and stays alive. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. That one misses, and it's 3-2.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
Man on second, 2 down. Swing and a ball lifted to center field. He's there. He's got it. That is the inning. The Jays push across a run on this double. It's an early 1-0 lead. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. On now to the top half of inning number 2. So stepping in for Boston, Wilyer Abreu. That's off the inside corner, and that's ball 1. Blue Jays bullpen with some action. Mason Fluharty, a lefty, looks to be getting himself ready.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Now a screamer into the outfield. Varsho tracks it down for the out.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
That's a ball.
And that misses. And the count is 2-0.
Looks like a really good fastball today. You can hear that catcher's mitt popping. Looking forward to hearing a lot of that one in this one.
A little out front there as he swings through it. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Lined into left center. Should be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
So much of good hitting is finding holes in the defense. That's why you're always thinking line drive into the gap. Those kinds of swings really boost your confidence.
1 out. Runner at second. Masataka Yoshida will hit next. He's someone that really beats up. Runner takes off, and that one gets away at the plate. A wild pitch, and the tying run is now 90 feet away. One away with a runner at third here in the top of the second. Lined, and that's a base hit. The tying run is in to score from third.
Well, we're starting over again, all tied up. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Runner on the go. And a foul ball. Tied up here in the early going. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Base hit. Lead runner around second. Throw into third, and they'll have runners at the corners after a 1-out single.
Didn't exactly square that one up, but sometimes you don't have to. Not much you can do about that one on the mound. Made a good pitch inside and jammed him. He just found a way to fight it off the other way and make it work.
Here's the second baseman, Marcelo Meyer. Ball one there.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
2 on, 1 out.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Here's a 2-0.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Runner on the move. Cut on and miss. Throw to second.
You can see they're continuing to try to apply pressure on this pitcher who struggled a little bit. But the problem is you get caught right there. You're helping him out. You're giving him an out that he struggled to get. You want to maintain those base runners. Let some of those guys coming up to the plate that got some pop, can hit the ball in the gap, drive in a couple of more runs.
Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Caleb Durbin in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And a payoff pitch. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Got him swinging for the strikeout. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. All tied 1-1. Back here at Rogers Center, and now for the Jays, Eloy Jimenez.
Eloy Jimenez.
Lifted in the air, right center field. Duran on his way over. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Batting 7, left fielder, David Schneider.
That one ripped, but foul. The 0-1. Right through there for a strike. The Red Sox with some bullpen action. Garrett Whitlock, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Oh, 0-2 now.
That's the ball.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Gets to it, on to first. Got him. 2 gone after the strikeout.
You hear people talk about letting the ball travel so often in terms of a hitting approach, and that's a great example why right there. If he's willing to let that curveball get a little deeper into the zone before he commits, he's way more likely to recognize that it's making a beeline for the dirt. On the other side, still a nice 2-strike pitch, though.
Next to hit, Tyler Heineman. Two down, nobody on.
Strike 1.
Chases that one upstairs. Here's a 1-2.
Oh.
Got him looking for the K. Went back to the fastball, and it was effective. Through 2, we're tied 1 apiece.
Now pitching.
New pitcher on here, Mason
Number
Fluharty.
68, Mason Fluharty.
So stepping in for Boston, Caleb Durbin.
Third baseman, Caleb Durbin.
Come on, Mason.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Clement under this one. And there's 1 down.
No, that's a tough play for the infielder, ranging back into the outfield. There's part of him that's saying, hey, where are you at, outfielder? Call me off. But he stayed focused and made a nice catch right there.
This one in the air, center field. Varsho on the move. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch.
Up next for the Red Sox, first baseman Wilson Contreras.
Here's Contreras now. He was a strikeout victim his first time. This to third. Sends it to first. And Contreras is retired. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Home half of the third coming up. Tied at 1. Back now in Toronto. And now for the Jays, Andres Jimenez. Foul ball there.
Ball. Ball.
And that's outside. It's a leadoff walk,
Take it, baby.
and that's the go-ahead run.
For the Blue Jays, right fielder, Miles Straw.
In the dirt, blocked. No advance, good job behind the dish. Jimenez on at first, nobody out. Can't find it here.
That's a
That's
ball.
6 straight balls.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
High fly ball out towards left field. Way back there. And a foul ball. That one at 95 missed up top. Ball 3. Ernie Clement in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And fouled off. Payoff pitch. And ball
That's out the
4,
corner.
2 aboard.
Ball 4.
Oh, looking
Take
for
it,
a
baby.
swing and miss right there, or for the ump to help him out and make a call with that last pitch, but neither happened. Close pitch, but a good take to earn that walk.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Number 56 departs, and that's an excellent job from the reliever in the starting role today. Gave him some length, back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching for Boston,
Righty reliever
number
out of the pen,
22,
Garrett Whitlock.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
First and second, no outs. Ernie Clement next up for the Blue Jays. He's 0 for 1. Popped in the air, left field. Yoshida gets there. He's under it. Makes the grab.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
And that drops in for a strike.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to finish off this hitter.
Runners at first and second with 1 gone here in the last half of the third. That one's in there. That's strike 2.
All sliders so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
Swing and and a miss. Struck him out.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Now, Kazuma Okamoto. Okamoto in the box here and fouls it off for strike one.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Stays alive. Two on, two outs. Got him swinging for the K. Slider got him for strike three.
Couple of strikeouts with runners on. Sometimes you got to really bear down, and he did just that. Nice job of getting out of the jam and out of the inning.
As we go to the top of the fourth. Now here's the Red Sox DH, Roman Anthony.
You know, these Red Sox, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss as he was late that time. Go ahead run at first. Nobody out. Top half of inning number 4. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Struck him out looking.
Well, big strikeout right there, and maybe a little controversial with the call. I think he got a little bit of favor on the mound, no question about it. It's not exactly what you want to see in a big spot like that, and I'm sure there's some chirping going on from the dugout, making it clear that wasn't his best call behind the plate today.
Here's Trevor Story now. And that one ripped to left. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds it second with one gone.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Here's the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. Ground ball could be 2. Jimenez over to second, relay to Guerrero in time, inning-ending double play.
They made it look easy, but it started with a nice feed to the second baseman from the shortstop. Perfect turn, and they're out of this jam.
Ready to go, bottom 4. And now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. The 1-0.
No.
What a stop. throw to first, and very nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, designated hitter, Eloy Jimenez.
Let's go, Eloy.
Slice to right, and there's a hit. And they have their first hit since the first inning.
Up next for the
Anytime
Blue
you rip a
Jays,
line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Now the left fielder, Davis Schneider. He's 0 for 1. And it skips in the dirt. The 1-0.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
That one to first, and it goes just foul. Got him swinging.
Nice, doubled up with the slider for that punch out. The one before just caught the zone, so as a hitter, you have to protect right there. Great pitch to just expand a little bit more. He got that chase he was looking for. That right there is good pitching.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Garrett Whitlock done for the afternoon, and it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break.
Now pitching for Boston.
So the Red Sox
number
bring on a new
70,
pitcher, Peyton Tolley. This is his third time out this year.
Nope, that's inside.
In the air to left center, Durant has a beat on it, and that is that. Fifth inning coming up, tied at 1. Back here at Rogers Center, and now it's the catcher for the Red Sox, Carlos Narvaez. That one's in there. That's strike 1.
You know, these Red Sox, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. We've already seen 8.
That hit him. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the inning.
Red Sox, second baseman Marcelo Meyer.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
Nope, that's off the plate.
The go-ahead run aboard at first. Nobody out. Misses off the plate. And that's ball 3. Caleb Durbin in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Here's a 3-0. And there's the automatic.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
So a walk puts runners at first and second.
Up next for the Red Sox, third baseman Caleb Durbin.
Here's the third baseman, Caleb Durbin. 0 for 1 so far. On the ground to third, might be 2. Okamoto toss to second to Guerrero, and they turn 2.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Right through there for a strike. Swings and misses at the sweeper. 2 down. Go ahead run in scoring position. Foul ball still 0-2. Now a pop-up on the infield. Okamoto settles underneath it, and that's the third out. 1 left for the Red Sox. Score remains tied 1-1. Bottom of the inning, and now for the Jays, Andres Jimenez.
Well, these Jays just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just 1 extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
Yeah, that's fouled off. This one popped up. Story settles under it, and there's 1 away.
One place to start in terms of turning the offense around is pitch selection. I think if they get a little more selective about what pitches they're going after, we'll start seeing better contact.
Just
No, that's
missed.
a ball.
All tied up. Last half of inning number 5. Just missed.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0. He's put himself in a really good spot.
The 2-1. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch. And that's just foul. On the ground, right side. Meyer throws to first. Home half of the 5th inning, moving along. 2 quick outs.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup got that hitter to roll over.
Ernie Clement digs in now.
Ball 1. Ball 2.
Pitch misses, and it's 3-0.
Well, this is the type of hitter you want up in this situation. Some sluggers coming up behind him. He's so good at moving runners, but also getting on base. See if he can be patient here.
That's in there. Strike 1. Clement wants to challenge this. Thought it was a ball. And the strike is overturned after review. Still 2 challenges left for them.
Up next for the Blue Jays, first baseman, Guerrero Jr.
There goes the runner. Pitching for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close.
Well, that steal right there is wanting to take advantage of having a really good hitter at the plate. Now they've got a much better shot at bringing home a 2-out RBI.
Swing and a miss. That is strike 2. Fastball right back to the mound. Play made. That ends the inning. We played 5 full, tied at 1 aside. Back here in a close one, and a look now at some of the biggest plays from the game. Trey Savage gets handed the rock out of the pen. He's making his second appearance of the season. Here comes Wilson Contreras. Just off the inside edge. That one found hard the other way. And a 1-1. Toronto's bullpen with some action. Joe Mantiply appears to be getting loose. Rogers getting loose as well. That clips the corner. Ground ball right side and foul ball. The 2-2. Good eye in that spot. Broken bat, and it's popped up. Guerrero takes it in for the out. 1 down.
Up next for the Red Sox, the designated hitter, Roman Anthony.
Well, I say it's the best pitch in baseball. Strike 1. You get ahead on a good hitter as well. Gives you a little bit more confidence to move through the at-bat.
All tied up, and we're in the top half of the 6th.
Nope. Ball 1.
That's in there.
That slider breaking in can be a tricky pitch. If you don't finish it and have that bite at the end and it stays out over the plate, it can get hit a long way. But that was a good one right there.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. A solo shot. And they slide in front in the 6th. It's 2-1.
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
Wilyer Abreu up next for the Red Sox. That one drifts inside. 1-2. Back to the mound. He's got it. Handles, throws to first, got the out.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
That one outside. Ball one. Here's a swing and a line drive, and that's a base hit into right field. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Next to hit, Masataka Yoshida. Quick move to first. Story back into the dive. Swing and a ball lifted left field. And that is that. The Red Sox pick up a run on the homer. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show.
Now pitching for Boston.
Back now for the bottom of the sixth. And there's a new pitcher on the mound. Greg Weisser.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Leading off for Toronto, third baseman, Kazuma Okamoto.
Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
Next offering misses, and now it's even 1-1. Boston's bullpen with some activity. Giovanni Moran, the young lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Cologne getting cranked up as well. And that is out of play. Here's a 2-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And the tying run is on base. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
The Jays with the tying run on at first here in the bottom of the sixth. And that drops in for a strike.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger. And perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit.
Oh, that was the sweeper, but it missed. Breaking ball, and that got him.
That got him. Take it base.
Up next for the Blue
Here's
Jays,
Eloy Jimenez, 1 for 2. This is what stat nerds like myself might call a high leverage situation.
Yeah, Boog, not sure what the numbers say, but clearly an at-bat that could change the course of this game dramatically.
That one catches the zone, and it's 0-1.
There's an opportunity to do some damage, but you've got to be selective. Make sure you get a pitch that you can handle.
And the 0-1. There's a strike. Didn't seem like that one found the zone. Here's a challenge. Good eye at the plate. They'll overturn the call. They'll keep both their challenges. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nobody out. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And now it's even up.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. I really think the outer half is open.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. And that is a big first out.
Well, that slider wasn't even close to the strike zone, and he got him to chase. That's just a bad approach right there. Either he was looking for something else and got completely fooled, or he was sitting all over the slider and just couldn't resist the temptation. But, man, really expanded right there and didn't have a chance of making contact with that pitch.
Fastball for a strike.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Two on, one out. Swing and a ground ball. Just foul down the right field line. Wow. The 0-2. Fastball is outside. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
So far, just one of those days for this lineup. You get a couple of runners on, and you're looking at having a big inning, and that strikeout right there just pours water on the fire. You look for the next hitter to step up and try to do something, pick up his teammate and his club.
2 aboard, 2 outs. Tyler Heineman now at the plate. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Carrying well. Just missed it. No runs, a hit, 2 left. 7th inning coming up. It's the Red Sox 2 and the Blue Jays 1. We go to the top of the 7th. Joe stepping in for Boston. Carlos Narvaez.
That's a ball.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. 1 up, 1 down.
Up next for the Red Sox, second baseman Marcelo Meyer.
Nope. That's inside.
In the air, right field. Strong. Moving back for this one. Reaching for it and brings it in.
Gotta love the over-the-shoulder catch. I tell you what, those are really fun to make.
So digging in, Caleb Durbin. Fastball for a strike. Two down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Fights it off. He'll see another.
That's the ball.
Man, this has been a real important inning in relief. I mean, so far, they've been doing a great job holding that deficit at 1. He's trying to stay down in the zone, but the hitter just will not chase. Now back in a 2-2 count, he's going to have to go to something else to get him out.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Outside low, and the count's full.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
Sets him down on strikes. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Bottom of the 7th, and now for the Jays, Andres Jimenez. Swing and a bouncer. Meyer tosses to first, and they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th.
Up next for the Blue Jays, right fielder Miles Straw.
That was just paint on the first pitch fastball.
Way out front for strike 2.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Hard on the ground to first. And he handles it himself for the out.
That's a huge defensive play in the late stages of the game. It might not be the most challenging we've seen today, but it needed to be made. That's helping your team.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Red Sox bullpen. Greg Weisser out of the game, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for Boston.
And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Danny Coulombe.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Ernie Clement next up for the Blue Jays.
Come on, Ernie.
Next pitch inside, and that's ball 2. The Bo Sox holding on to a 1-run lead here at the bottom of the 7th. That one hammered, but pulled foul. The 2-1. Swinging a foul straight back. That one just misses.
Tough take right there. He swings at that more often than not.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Looking to get the tying run on base. To third. Bounces it to first, but he digs it out, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. They're down 2-1.
Now pitching.
Joe Mantiply gets the call from the pen.
Bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
There's a swing and a drive. And that lands in no man's land, a foul ball. Here's your 1. Up the middle, Jimenez. To first, barely got him for the out, close play.
Up next for the Red Sox, first baseman Wilson Contreras.
That one ripped. Fair ball. Around first and hustling for second. Here comes the throw, but he's in there easily.
He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
Here now the Red Sox DH, Roman Anthony. He had a big swing back in the 6th. The solo shot that figures into this game in a pretty big way right now.
Yeah, that was a big swing of the bat, and he's going to be looking for more, trying to add on to this lead right here.
On the ground, and it goes just foul. Man at second.
That's the ball.
Movement in the Blue Jays bullpen. Tommy Nance up and throwing. Rogers warming up as well. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2. On the ground to the left. Slings to first in time.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Close, but called a ball. And that is ball 1. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they've still got both their challenges. Runner at second, 2 down, and we're in the top of the 8th. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, needed a big strikeout to get out of danger. Turned to the deception of that changeup. Great execution. Really sold it with the arm speed. Had his opponent way out on that front foot.
On to the bottom of the 8th. And now for the Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
A lot of times you're looking for a guy to get that tying run on base, but because of the power, you want him to tie up the game with one swing here.
To the left side, but it is well foul. Now the 0-1. Out to short. Fires to first on the run, and they get the out. Big play there to get the leadoff man.
It's such a great feeling when a team can rely on their shortstop to make a play like that. It builds up confidence for everyone on his team. It might even inspire a few more web gems before the game is over.
This one driven deep, way back there, and it's gone. We are tied.
That swing completely changes the momentum of this game, Boog. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. And now it's Dalton Varsho. Just missed. One out, base is empty, and a run in here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
Step off, throw to first, and he's back in safely.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Oop.
Line drive, caught.
They couldn't have asked for a better out. Makes a great play on the line drive, and they keep the runner at first. Just like that, they're almost out of the inning.
So now pinch hitter for the Blue Jays, Lenny Sosa.
Oh, a great spot. He's looking to come through with that go-ahead run on base.
To the right side, Meyer. Gets him easily, ends the inning. But this clutch home run gets us even again. And we're deadlocked now at 2 apiece. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Jeff Hoffman. Jesus Sanchez. He's out in left field getting loose there as he enters the game on defense now. Trevor Story comes up to the plate, 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double.
Shortstop Trevor Story.
That one is absolutely belted. That's got a chance. Reaching for it, makes the catch.
Plenty of extra carry on that ball to right there. Almost got out of here thanks to the wind. It's whipping right now. be patient as a hitter, but you got to be ready to jump on the first thing straight. And he got one right there, but left the bat on his shoulder.
That's a strike. And he'll challenge that called strike. Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. They'll keep their remaining challenge.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
Good job to fight that one off. Popped up. Okamoto under it. 2 away.
Up next for the Red Sox, catcher Carlos Narvaez.
Carlos Narvaez getting ready to hit. Swing and a ball ripped out towards right center field. That'll touch down for a hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
Up next for the
Really
Red
good
Sox,
swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
The 0-1. And that one fouled off. 2 gone. The possible go-ahead run at first. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. And the Red Sox lead 1. And this game is still tied at 2-2. Bottom 9, and they've got a chance at a walk-off in this tie game. And now for the Jays, Tyler Heineman. Close one, doesn't get the call. Ball 1.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
Check swing, now we'll look down to first. No, he held up. The 2-2 on the way. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, shortstop Andres Jimenez.
Fouled off. He was late. That's in there at the knees, and it's strike 2. All tied up. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
That's a really good take.
The 1-2. battling here as he fouls it away. Out to short. Story tosses to first. 2 away.
Up next for the Blue Jays, right fielder, Miles.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Danny Coulombe is done. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for Boston,
New arm out of the
number
bullpen,
47,
Giovanni Moran.
Well, he's been a bit of a wild card out there in terms of throwing strikes. He's definitely struggled with free passes this year.
Now it's the right fielder, Miles Straw. 0 for 3 in this one.
Now, this guy, a player that, if he gets on base, has the ability to really be aggressive getting around the base paths.
Two down, nobody on. Here in the last half of inning number 9. And that one is lifted in the air. And that is that. Offense held in check there. 9 isn't enough to decide a winner. So we are off to extra innings. We are tied 2-2. Back now in Toronto. On to extra innings. Caleb Durbin digs in now.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
In the dirt, and it scoots away. Runner steals third, though they get the out on the drop, strike 3.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. The job was to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score the go-ahead run. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
A move coming at third base. Pinch running for Boston, Cedar Rafaela. You don't see a lot of pinch runners at third, but with less than 2 outs, they're hoping he gives them a better chance of scoring. That one missing inside.
Definitely a strikeout situation right here. Lots of ways for that go-ahead run to score if the ball's put in play.
And the 1-0. Fastball for a strike at 95.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
That clips the corner.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. Huge strikeout there.
Oh, that's a huge strikeout right there. Big second out. Infield was in. They were playing the full court press, and he got the swing and miss. Keeps this one tied. This next at bat should be a lot of fun. The odds of wiggling out of this just went up considerably.
Here comes the manager out of the Blue Jays dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Jeff Hoffman gives way, and he leaves a runner at third. So we'll see how the next pitcher deals with that when we get back. Now here's Tyler Rogers out of the pen.
Well, good luck against this guy. He's been extremely tough to hit this year. His numbers are excellent.
Go-ahead run on base. And up to hit is Wilson Contreras. 1 for 4 with a double. Smoked on the ground a second. And that's terrific work out of the bullpen. 1 pitch to end the frame. 1 left for the Red Sox. Score remains 2-2. On to the bottom of the 10th. And now for the Jays, Ernie Clement.
Oh, how he'd love to walk it off right here.
Ball. Hot.
He'll challenge, thought that was a ball. And the strike call will stand. One challenge remaining for them now. Runner edges away at second. He's trying for third. Throws, save. That's a stolen base. And the winning run is now only 90 feet away.
I'd say an aggressive roll of the dice there to steal third in this spot, but they felt good about it, and it worked out. Now the game plan changes a little bit at the plate to get that go-ahead run home. The defense might pull the infield in.
Next offering is outside. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. In for a strike and a full count now.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. Pulled the string on the changeup.
I think he might have gotten away with one right there. That was a very hittable pitch right over the heart of the plate. And I know that batter is kicking himself right now. Would like to get that pitch again. Just pulled the string on it, and the deception gets him the K.
Got it started a little too early. Strike one. And that clips the inside corner.
He's falling behind in a huge spot, Boo. Got to do what it takes to come through. Maybe choke up on the bat a little bit, spread out those feet, whatever it takes.
Next offering upstairs.
I don't like to say he wasted a pitch. I think that was a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, have him look up. Now go back exactly where you want to go.
One down, and the winning run at third. That one not close. Ball two. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out.
Big strikeout right there, and that kind of takes the pressure off the defense a bit. Infield was in, so now they can move back, give themselves more time on a grounder to make a play. A lot more ways to work out of this and strand that runner at third now.
Kazuma Okamoto next up for the Blue Jays.
And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
Contreras. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. One left for Toronto. Score remains deadlocked at 2-2. We're in extras here. Now here's the Red Sox DH, Roman Anthony. That breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Quickly into an 0-2 count. Both pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Throws to first in time. That was a productive play as the go-ahead run moves up to third.
Not a bad outcome in that spot. The runner moves up to third, and now they have a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's not a hit, but at the end of the day, it's a good at-bat, especially when you're playing extra innings.
Sliced hard but foul. And fouled off. The Red Sox with the go-ahead run at third here in extra innings. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Contreras crosses the plate. It's an RBI single, and they've got the lead in extra innings.
Well, he comes through clutch with the RBI single. That was big. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
One out man at first. Trevor Story up next for the Red Sox. Oh, one down. And a big swing and a miss.
Two really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
That one's sizzling on its way through to the outfield. They get it in quickly. So first and second now, one out.
Up next for the Red Sox, left fielder Masataka Yoshida.
Two on, one out. Swing and a foul out of play. Hit on the ground to the right side. And that's just foul. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Traffic on the bases with one already in. And here in extra innings.
Oh.
Hard liner. He makes the grab. Here comes the manager out of the Blue Jays dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Tyler Rogers won't go any further, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. Tommy Nance taking over on the mound.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Two outs, runners at first and second. Now here is Carlos Narvaez. Check swing called strike. Strike one.
Nope. Ball one.
Slowly on the ground to short. Jimenez. Over to first. They limit the damage here. Two men left stranded, but they do push across one. Last shot here as we go to the bottom of the 11th. It's the Red Sox 3 and the Blue Jays 2. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show.
Now pitching for Boston.
Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Aroldis Chapman.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure.
Here's the center fielder, Dalton Varsho. Man at second, nobody out. Chris, certainly one of the things in his head is trying to get the runner over.
Yeah, the way that we see the game played today, though, guys are...
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. And he makes the play on the warning track. Runner tags at second, and he's in safely at third with one out.
Excellent play out there, and he does it in a huge spot. That wall, it can very easily jar the ball loose when you bang into it, so that could have been a really different outcome.
Out towards right center field. Duran gets under it. Brings it in. Runner tags from third. The relay, and he's safe. Tie ball game.
Well, we got ourselves a new ball game. Nice job right there at the plate. Sacrifice fly, and he gets in the tying run.
So now pitch hitter for the Blue Jays, Brandon Valenzuela. He represents the winning run.
That's the ball.
Two down, nobody on. We are in the 11th. That one at triple digits. Close, but called the ball. And it's 2-1. It just shaved the zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. Two down, nobody on. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. So they scratch across a run on no hits, no errors, and no one left on. 11 innings in the books now. All tied up at 3 apiece. Yohendrick Pinango. He's out in left field getting loose there as he enters the game on defense now. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Ceddanne Rafaela getting ready to hit. Came into the game as a pinch runner. This is his first trip to the plate in this one. And that's off the outside edge. And that's ball one. Fought off foul. Man at second.
The guy at the plate could recognize slider out of the hand. Didn't stay in the tunnel very long in terms of depth and perception. He knew right away it was an off-speed pitch.
Not close with that one. Ball 3.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
3-1 is on the way. That clips the corner. Too low, ball 4.
Well, they didn't give him anything to hit, and now with runners on first and second, they've set up a double play opportunity. So not a terrible result.
In there for strike 1.
Man, 91 on the slider right there. That's a hard one. That's a low-end fastball for some pitchers.
The Bo Sox with the go-ahead run standing at second, and we're deep into extras. Swing and a pop-up. 1 away.
Up next for the Red Sox, center fielder Jarren Duran.
Jarren Duran steps to the dish in a big spot. Clips the corner. That's strike 1. Durant thought that one missed, and here comes a challenge. So the call will stand. So they're now out of challenges. Two on, one out. That's down and in.
That's the ball.
Here's a 1-1. And that's outside.
It's a big opportunity right here, but I love the way he's slowing the game down. He's shrinking his zone, making sure he gets the pitch that he wants to hit.
And a breaking ball misses outside. Wilson Contreras in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. One out. The go-ahead run is at second. Ground ball up the middle. Flips it. Here's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
That's what a good sinker's designed to do. Get a guy to roll over a little bit, hit the ball on the ground, kill some worms while you're at it.
Out front, rip foul.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
2 on, 2 outs. Tap foul at the plate. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. They miss a big chance to take the lead here late.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Bottom of the 12th inning now. And now for the Jays, Tyler Heineman.
Look for him to hit behind the runner, perhaps shoot it to the right side.
The lefty, the 1-0. And he takes a strike. Ground ball right side. It squirts through. Here comes Pinango. Fires to the plate. And he dives in with a winning run. And the Blue Jays win it in 12.
You know, he had to feel the pressure. Winning run on second base. Found a way to make solid contact, and the winning run comes across to score. Everyone going crazy. Exciting finish to this game today.
(4-3) our final score. A 1-run extra inning win for Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show. I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.